Yo, Jekyll, what do you think of the Mandalorian?
I thought it was very disrespectful to bring back another one of Yoda's race just to sell plushies. I hated it. It's not accurate with the stuff that I already knew because in Star Wars, I just got to see the same stuff over and over. I don't like new stuff. With that being said, I do like Mandalorian helmets. That shit's fucking awesome! What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, the Ol Drunken Geek, and today I'm gonna discuss for you guys DC Universe versus Disney Plus. Dawn of the Streaming Wars. Before we get started, you could just be so kind as to drop a like, and if you have something to say later on, drop it in the comment. Do all the things with the bells and the whistles and the. It is no secret that Disney Plus just came out, the new streaming service Disney Plus by obviously the Disney company. Now that the mouse has bought Star Wars and it has Marvel, it has Pixar, it has National Geographic, it's now bought the Fox back catalog, 20th Century Fox. So now we're in a new era of streaming services, and now that Disney Plus has rolled out, it's got its big competitors like Amazon and Netflix obviously is another one. Disney also is a large owner of Hulu, so they also got that going for them. But for all intensive purposes, for all nerdy purposes, on this show we like to discuss the nerdiest of the nerdy. So I'm gonna compare more or less the DC Universe app and the Disney Plus app. Which one's better? Which one's good? Are they both worth it? Who knows? So the first part of my little comparison between both streaming services is gonna be back catalog. In this case, Disney fucking flat out wins the shit out of this race in a way. Now Disney's got obviously all their Star Wars stuff, all their Marvel stuff, like I mentioned, all the stuff, and they also have obviously their own Disney brand, their old classic movies, things from the Disney Channel. That is a lot of shit. A lot of shit to sit through. A lot of great cartoons from the 90s. They have Gargoyles, Darkwing Duck, a bunch of shit. The only problem with it is that, unlike Netflix, it doesn't seem to have much adult content. Whereas the DC streaming service does seem like they have a kind of more varied content. They have really kiddie stuff, really like the old Super Friends, and they have stuff like Doom Patrol, which is rather adult. I feel like in that sense, the DC Universe does have a lot more variety, and in that sense, they bring a lot more to the table as far as like variety. Whereas Disney Plus has quantity. Not to say that they don't have any quality, but they have quantity of just more or less Disney stuff. However, another knock against the DC Universe streaming service is that I feel like they cycle their shit in and out too much. I've had the streaming service now for at least 6 months, so I can more or less judge how they're moving, and they seem to pull a lot of shit really quickly. Like they'll throw out a movie for like a month, and it'll be out for a month on the streaming service, and then they take it out. Disney Plus has not been out that long for me to judge, but just basing it on the fact that I know that they want to get more subscribers over their first year, I don't think they will be pulling as much things from their service. Just a little anecdote about a little party we had here, Dropping Loads headquarters. We had us a little Batman viewing party where we set up a bunch of stuff, right, to watch, a bunch of Batman stuff, hang out, drink, eat chips or whatever, do mushrooms, and don't tell nobody. I had the whole day planned out. What we were gonna watch. The day of the party, and fucking the DC Universe app pulled a bunch of shit from my things to watch. And that I can see as an inconvenience, not only for myself, obviously, in that situation, but anybody. Like, if you see something, say, on Netflix, you're like, you know what? I don't have time for this now. I'm not in the mood for this now. I'll watch it a month from now, even 2 months from now. You can more or less count with the fact that it'll be there 2 months from now. With the DC Universe streaming service, it feels like when it's out, fucking watch it now, or you might not catch it. Also, another knock against the DC Universe streaming service is that its fucking well is not as deep as fucking Disney. Not by a long shot, man. Disney's got shows and a bunch of shit. So, they got their pluses and their minuses, but I would say Disney Plus gets a plus. Yeah, I guess. The second point that I wanted to kind of compare is their original programming. Now, so far, Disney only has The Mandalorian, which is really good. I'm digging it. So far it's pretty good. I like the whole Baby Yoda thing. It feels like an episode of the Clone Wars, and I love the Clone Wars series. And it feels like a live action, high budget episode of Clone Wars, which I really love. And it feels like it's gonna explore a thing separate from Jedis, which I love Jedis. Obviously, I love Star Wars, but enough with the Jedis. 9 movies already. Yeah, kind of over it. No force wielding, Baby Yoda, whatever. Spoiler alert, but Baby Yoda, right? But it seems to be focusing more on the Mandalorians. Now, the quality of the show is really great. And, it's high budget. It feels like a movie. The scope is huge. It's set in a separate part of the universe. So that's great. It's got that going for it. But as far as original programming is concerned, feels like Disney Plus only has that one thing now. And I believe the next thing will be Falcon and Winter Soldier, which is integral to, the Marvel mythos, the Marvel universe. But it seems like they release them little by little. Well, even though the DC Universe streaming service has been out for longer, it just feels like they had their ducks in a row a little bit better. Like they just dropped back-to-back things right away. They hit the ground running. They had the Titans came out, then Doom Patrol. You had season 3 of Young Justice. You had Swamp Thing, and the latest is Harley Quinn, the new animated series, the rated R animated series. Which is so far, I'm on episode 2, and it's fucking great. It's phenomenal so far. Well, let me give you guys a little review. Since I talked about The Mandalorian, I'll give you a little quick review of each. Doom Patrol is probably one of the best superhero shows made so far. It deconstructs the whole idea of superheroes. It's very meta, and it's in a way very cerebral. It's high sci-fi, and it's wacky, it's crazy. It does have some action, but it's not particularly an action show, I would say. But it is great. It is like therapeutic almost in how good it is. Season 3 of Young Justice was also great. I was a big fan of Young Justice, and I was bummed when it got canceled. And season 3, even though it had its little problems, I don't think that they weaved the story through the whole season. It felt like almost like 2 short seasons mashed together. I feel like certain characters got shortchanged. It's still pretty good, and it has one of the best Young Justice episodes of all of Young Justice, in my opinion, which is a Vandal Savage Central episode. If you guys watched it, you guys know what I'm talking about. It is amazing. Now, Swamp Thing I haven't watched all the way through, I gotta say. But from what I saw, the first 2 episodes, it was pretty okay. It's just, I have to be kind of in the mood for that show, and I just haven't had the time and been in the mood at the same time. So it's, but from what I saw, it was pretty good. Like I said, the Harley Quinn show, from the bit that is out, that I have seen, is also pretty good. The only one that I gotta say was full on trash is Titans. I'm sorry, I did a review on the first season of Titans, and I haven't bothered to watch the second season just because I don't have time, man. I gotta watch all the CW shows to review them. I mean, what am I to do? As far as original content, I'm gonna give the point to DC streaming service, because, the DC Universe streaming service, because it just feels like they hit the ground running more. They had more content, and the high quality of their content, made up for any lack of budget in certain shows, which at some point look a little cheap, but nothing to really get your panties in a bunch about. Is really for the most part, really great. The third thing I want to talk about, it's going to be a little bit more long-winded, is price point, which is obviously Disney Plus, $6 cheaper than the $8 that you pay for the DC Universe streaming service. Only thing is, I don't think they're gonna keep it at $6. I think they're trying to push Netflix out. They're trying to, Disney's, fucking trying to get a complete monopoly over everything, man. Fucking pretty soon we're gonna all be fucking using Disney condoms and drinking fucking Disney sparkling, what is this, hard seltzer?
Hard as fuck seltzer.
I mean, let's keep it real. If you drink hard seltzer, you don't need a condom. So I don't know why you even made that comparison. And I'm not even hard either. So, but pretty soon, what I'm getting at is that pretty soon Disney's gonna take over the world, and they're gonna do it by pricing you at $6, and then when you're like, you know what, let me drop Netflix, and Netflix goes by the wayside, they're gonna be like, $20 up your ass with a Disney dildo. So, you know, that's my concern with Disney. But you know, obviously, I guess point to Disney because it is $6 over $8 with more shit, more original shit, but they're gonna catch up. So I guess point goes to Disney, but not really. It really depends what you like, because I'm not a big Disney head, but I love Star Wars and Marvel, so there's that for me. And Pixar and National Geographic, so there's that. And you know, I enjoy the occasional Disney, but I am also a huge DC fan. So I've got the answer for everybody. Instead of picking between one or the other, get a homeboy like I do and just split it, dog. Like, he got, you know, I pay $3 for one and $4 for another. I get both. That's the answer. That's I also want to make a little point about that, not to get long-winded with this review, which is almost over. They gotta do something about these fucking streaming services, man. I shell out $15 for Netflix, and I ain't canceling that. That's like that's got the Kaminsky method and fucking umbrella canopy. I'm not canceling that shit. But, you know, shit, the shit's getting expensive. You know, I got the Netflix for my family and my girlfriend. We all share it. And then, you know, my girlfriend's got Hulu and YouTube TV. So that's the only way. And if the streaming services are going to start cracking down on like one user per thing, motherfucker got to make some choices, man. And I don't know, man. I ain't letting Netflix go anytime soon. So y'all solve this shit, because I ain't getting cable again. So with that little bullshit rant, that's the video pretty much. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I would appreciate a like if you dropped it. If you have a favorite streaming service, have a streaming service that you wish I would have spoke more about, go ahead and drop it in the comments. Hit that subscribe, hit that bell so you can get, you know, notified every time we drop a video. And, you know, come back and watch us here on Dropping Loads, talking more shit about random shit. Shit we like, shit we don't like. It is what it is. ODG out.